People take me way too seriously online. Like, God, I fucking hate her. And I'm like, no, I'm really just chill, I swear.
You change up your looks every week.
I'm not a boring bitch. I don't know. Y'all can't whoop my ass at my house.
You were part of Rosebud for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Feud with Jade Cargill or Sayyids Monet over like hair color.
All right, dude, like, I'm done. I think I'm just done with entertainment. Like, I'm just done with it.
You've been showing some
I'm afraid of what you're going to pull up. Every time you go, let's go to this evidence. I'm like, oh, no.
Welcome to Ring the Belle. This is Diaz, and I'm here with the iconic Zelina Vega. Oh my god!
Thank you for having me.
I love it. Because we've done this like short ones before, but we never get to like really sit down. I was telling you like literally before we were fighting for this interview with you before. Like this girl was literally crying on me. So like yeah.
It was meant to happen this way.
I was researching. And I think a lot of people forget that you've been in this industry since 2010.
Yeah, actually longer than that. 2010 was my first match, like in my like first show, but 2008 is when I started like training. God. Yeah.
And it's interesting because there's been so many eras of Zelina Vega that like it feels really fresh all the time.
Thank you. Yeah. That's a really cool thing. Thank you very much for saying that. Kind of Madonna, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let's get back to the Rosita days because a lot of
okay. She just feels like a different person, so it's really hard to like tap into her sometimes because I'm just like, whoa, yeah, she did happen. That's crazy.
I'm curious, like, how did you get your start with TNA, and then you got your title pretty quickly, the tag team championship?
I know. Okay, no, I'm just playing. No, it's so Tommy Dreamer, 1,000,000%. I owe him quite a bit. This is like gonna go off a little bit, but when I first met him, it was really quick. It was at a show in Coney Island, and my grandmother was with me. Okay. My grandmother's my height, like 10 times more feisty, like crazy. I meet him, and I was like, oh shit, that's Tommy Dreamer. Wait, can I curse? I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, you can curse both in English and Japanese and Spanish, everything.
I know a little bit of Arabic too.
Oh.
A little bit. Shukran. So I met him, and it was so quick. Like, it was in passing. Like, I was like, oh. He was just like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, damn, I really wanted to like talk to him. So then I was like, oh, well, I lost out on that. And then I had my match, and he came up to me, and he's like, all right, kid, one, don't ever do a standing crossbody. You're like this big. Secondly, really loved your moonsault. Keep doing that. Oh. I'm not trying to get with you. He might. He was talking about Matt Stryker. He's like, he might, but I can get you tried out if you want. TNA, blah, blah, blah. And mind you, he's so monotone that I'm just like, I don't know if he's being serious or not, or if he's just like, I didn't know how to take him just yet. Yeah. And so Stryker, and I knew him because I had a tryout in WWE prior than that. He comes up to me and my grandmother, and he goes, hey, you're Thea's grandmother? And she's like, yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. Do you like Thea's boyfriend? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, I know. Wouldn't you rather her be with somebody that's like, you know, handsome, tanned, on TV, lots of money? And her response was, yeah, where he at? And I was like, oh my God, she's going to get me in so much trouble. What the hell? But it ended up being a big joke. And then he brought it up later at another tryout, and it was really funny. But yeah, no, Tommy Dreamer was the reason. And he got me my tryout. He sent them like, videos and photos and stuff. And I got signed that night. It was literally like, yeah, it was like I came in for my tryout, and they didn't have me do everything. They had like a backstage interview with me. I think D'Lo Brown was there. They were like, oh, how does it feel to be like the newest knockout, blah, blah. And I'm answering it. But what I didn't know is that they were going to have Angelina Love break the interview. And she just comes in and she starts talking shit to me. And I was just like, okay, I have to. Like, in this moment, I was like, I need to make a decision whether to like be feisty and like kind of like mean back, or if I just go, wait, are we playing? Or are we being serial? Like, I don't know. And I just did. I reacted, and I just like started firing up with whatever the hell I said. Wow. And then Dealer was like, yeah, I don't even think we need to see your match. Like, I think we're good. So it was based off of my promo. Same with WWE. My promo is what got me hired. But then we did have like before the show started, we had a match, but they had me. So they surprised me again. They gave me the mic before the match. Wow. So I had to cut a promo to the live audience, and then we had the match, and then they were like, yeah, no, you're hired. So I was like, cool, shit, okay.
I think people forget that, again, you were the Knockouts Tag Team Champion.
I was. Me and Sarita. I miss my Sarah Stock so much.
But also, you mix it up with some of the legends like Victoria, Mickie James, Gail Kim there,
It is weird, though, sometimes to even think about that, because as you said that, I was like, oh, that did happen, damn, yeah. Because I hated the match that me and Mickie first had. It was so bad, but I, like, loved Mickie so much that I was just like so excited all day. But I was a freaking greenhorn, bro. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I was only like 2 years in the business, and then they told us like, yeah, don't worry about it. Your match is after the show, blah blah blah. And so her and I were still like putting our gear on, barely talking about the match, and they're banging on the locker room door like, Mickie, Rosita, right now, dude. Those are the dreams, like the nightmares that you have as a wrestler. And I was like, are they being serious? Oh my god. So she was like, I'll just listen to me out there, just listen. And I was like, okay. Oh no. That was the night I called her hardcore hooker. Don't know why. It just came out. I don't know. It just came out. Like, I don't know why I said it, but I said it because I didn't know what to do. I was literally, they're like, cut a promo, I guess, until Mickey's ready. And I was just like, okay.
This little hardcore hooker.
I don't know what else I said. Some other kind of crap. She came out. I had a really awful match. And then I was so upset that night. And the thing is, there's a lot of people who will tell you, like, oh, yeah, that was so great, so good. Didn't even watch it, but that's fine. It was great. But I went to Dreamer because I knew he was going to be serious at me. And he was just like, yeah, that was a drizzling shits kid. And then he would just, like, tell me and break it down for me. I'm like, this is what I needed to hear. I'm going to go cry. But I'll be back. And then, yeah. So, but then we ended up having another match in WWE. So it ended up working out.
They say wrestling is sink or swim. You were like,
oh my God.
Swimming, yeah.
Doggy paddling through that life in general.
For the longest time, I thought, because you had such a successful time in TNA, I thought you like swim through TNA into WWE. Didn't know you had like 8 tryouts in WWE since when you were 18?
Yep.
Wow.
Quite a lot, yes. And it was no every single time. But they also didn't really get to like see me cut promos the way I could. It was just kind of like do a bunch of ring drills and stuff and we'll look at you. And they didn't really get to see me. But when we did the movie, when we did Fight Night My Family, they got to see me do AJ's promo in front of the audience. And that's when they're like, oh, okay. Hey, why don't you come in and like cut this promo about this guy, Andrade, saying like, yeah, that you guys have known each other for years and, that he's a big partier or whatever. And now you're like, you're going to get him on the right track. And I was like, okay, I heard like 5% of that. I still can't believe I'm here, but sure, I'll make it up as I go. And then they hired me after that.
Wait, that's how it happened?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was during a promo class. Yeah.
Wait, so how did the Rock movie happen then?
So him and I, we met prior.
Okay.
Like we met, so this was, do you remember the Raw that he was with Rusev and Lana? They were doing something in the ring. That night, me and Kofi, it was like Gorilla was here, and then me and Kofi were here talking about the tryout that was going to happen the next day. And so when he came out, he like looked at me and then we just started talking after that. And I always call that like our magic moment because it genuinely felt like nobody else was in the room, just him and I. Because it was like, and mind you, I had been wanting to tell him, because I had seen him at other tryouts prior, but I had never had the balls to like go up to him and say anything. But technically this time he was talking to me. So
yeah,
it kind of worked. I had been wanting to tell him, because he was my dad's favorite wrestler, like favorite wrestler, like people's eyebrow, like the whole outfit, the fanny packs, like the everything. And I finally like got to tell him to his face, like, I have all these amazing, incredible memories with my dad because of you. Like we came to watch you, and yeah, and so, and we used to make the big like just bring it signs. Like I would hold a J, my brother would hold a U. Like we just had huge like Madison Square Garden. It was crazy. And he was like, okay, shit, that was not what I thought you were going to tell me, but like, whoa. And then we just kind of kept in touch after that, and we became friends. And there was a day that I was like, I don't even know at that point how many no's. I think it was my 8th no from WWE. And then like another audition that I had just wasn't panning out. And I was like, all right, dude, like I'm done. I think I'm just done with entertainment. Like I'm just done with it. I just want you to like get out of this. And he was like, give me like 3 days. Yeah. I'm working on something. Don't abandon ship just yet. And then he called me and he told me about it.
That's such a magical story,
dude. It's still the more, and I even when I say it now, I've said it so many times, but like even still saying it, I'm like, that is crazy. That's a part of my life story. It's just such a weird thing that I was so resilient as a little kid that now I'm just like standing here talking about that. Sitting here.
Wow. Okay, Ring the Bell fam, if predicting the Money in the Bank winner is your love language, and I know you're already sounding off in the comments, then you need to try PrizePicks, our sponsor for today, the daily fantasy sports app that turns hot takes into hot cash. And it's super easy even for someone who knows nothing technical about sports. Just pick more or less on few player stats like rebounds or assists, and you could win up to 2,000 times your money. Seriously, it's easier than explaining the current WWE Women's Tag Team storylines, because what's going on with that? So I know baseball is going on right now because I live right next to Wrigley Stadium and it is packed lately. So let's play with some Cubs players. Seiya Suzuki, I'll say more because we love some Hiroko Suzuki, right? More blessing for Suzuki family. And then Dansby Swanson, I know this name. I love it. I'm a big Cubs fan, so more for you too. And right now the basketball playoffs are getting wild, so let me go check out. Okay, I'm loving Miles McBride's vibe, so let me go more. And it's really that easy, more or less. And don't forget my favorite Flex Friday. On Fridays, you can opt in, and if your lineup doesn't win, you still get your losses back in promo funds. A rare second chance, like when Liv Morgan finally got that good title run. Download the app today and use code Ring the Bell to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Ring the Bell to get $50 instantly after your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. You were part of Rosebud for a long time.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Yes, I was.
Because I feel like nowadays the way that wrestlers get into WWE is more systematic. So I feel like
that is so true.
Right.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
Yes, because now it's like they bring in everybody and they mother. Sorry, but no, it was difficult back then.
Right.
You had to be like traveling, spending your own money to drive to different towns to get booked, hopefully to be seen, to hopefully get a tryout match, to hopefully get to something. Yeah, it was the whole thing.
So Rosebud, they don't travel you guys, right? They don't like fly you in or anything.
No, I was doing all that by myself. By myself.
Wow.
I used to, especially like just for training back in the day, I would go from my grandmother's house in Queens, then I would take a train into the city, this New York City, and then I would hop on a 9-hour bus ride to get to North Carolina to try and train.
Oh my God.
Paying your dues.
I was recently watching this match.
Oh God.
First of all, I love that you came out to Feelin' Me, the Diva anthem.
Me too. I was so happy that they put that for me.
This match against Asuka.
Yeah.
So this was before you got signed.
I was scared as shit. I was so scared because right now the ref is yelling at me, take your earrings out, take your earrings out. And I was like, wait, not yet, not yet. And they started chanting Boricua here.
Oh.
Right? I was shit scared of Asuka because she looked like such a beast. I was just like, oh my God, when she kicks me or when she's super, like, I'm going to die. And it was amazing. To this day, she's one of my favorite people to get in the ring with. I freaking love Asuka so much.
Wow.
Like, but yeah, the first time she kicked me, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, yeah. And so yeah, but I have nothing but respect and love for Asuka. I love her so much. But yeah, I was shit scared here. And the earrings thing I had done in TNA, so like I had just brought it with me. I was just doing it, and they were yelling at me like, take him out, take him out. And I didn't understand why they were saying that.
Right.
I was like, no, not yet. Like I have a whole thing where I do it like right before the match. Like, but I couldn't tell them that. But the reason that they were saying that was because they had the camera on me, and it just looked awkward where we just like kind of doing that Trish Bendy thing that I was doing. So yeah.
And then like I think 4 years later, your first singles championship match one-on-one was with Asuka, right?
I think it was. That's actually crazy. I didn't even put that together, to be honest, but I love my Asuka. I want her to come back so bad. I love her.
Well, when you had that match with Asuka, people were like, wait, we love Zelina as singles. Wait a minute, like
that was the match that people I remember Vince was like, I didn't know you can do a moonsault. And I was like, bro, what? That was like the match that people were like, oh, she can wrestle.
Right.
Cool. And I was like,
because sometimes when you're so good at one thing, they're like,
Hunter says that's my curse. He said that's your curse. You're so good at one thing and making like yourself and other people look good. It's like you can use both instead of just using, one and relying on somebody else. He's like, but you're that weird like kind of chameleon where you can go into either one. And I'm like, But yeah.
And obviously, your fans' favorite moment was that Puerto Rico moment against
Yes.
Rhea Ripley. Another moment that you got to show that you can go in the ring, you can create magical moments.
I feel like that was more of a moment than it was a display of my in-ring ability, if I'm being honest. And because I was literally so emotional throughout the whole match that I was just like, I punched her. Like, just because. I don't even know why that wasn't even called. I literally just punched her and I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. And she was so in it. Like, she becomes this weird beast-like character when she's in there that I feel like you can smack her and she wouldn't even realize it. Like, she's just like, like, she's like tunnel vision. So I there's one point where I saw and I just punched her and I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna get that back. That's nice. It was just emotion the whole time. Like I remember, because sometimes in matches you remember like the moves and you remember like, oh, that was cool when we did this sequence and blah blah blah. But throughout that whole match, I don't remember anything other than emotion.
Oh,
yeah, which was like happy, kind of sad. Oh my god, happy. What's happening? Oh my god, like it just felt like a roller coaster of like insanity.
Was that the debut of
La Chancla.
Yeah.
It sure was. It wasn't going to be initially. I wanted to give it to Ray so that he can smack Dominik with it.
Okay.
That was my initial plan. Ray and I were talking about it, and he was like, oh yeah, spanking him at WrestleMania or whatever. And I was like, you should hit him with a chancla. And he was like, oh, that's funny. And then we just didn't talk about it again. And then I kind of jokingly brought it up for Backlash, and Rhea's like, no, we got to do it. For reals? Because my aim is really shit. And she was like, yeah, no, we're going to have to do it now. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, that was she pushed for that the most, I think. Like I brought it up and like had the idea, but like she was very adamant about doing it.
It was so popular, it ended up in the game.
I know, which is crazy. Like the fact that you can make such a an impact to the point where it changes the game, like that's
Right.
insane to me. Like to this day, that's still insane. Charlie Dakota, she was like, yeah, when I go into the ring, I'm not gonna take the hammer. No, I'm gonna take that sandal. You pass that to me.
But your friendship with Rhea is so interesting because, like, if you don't really know about it, we're like, wait, what? Like,
I know, it's
yeah.
very strange. It's very
How
strange.
is it because both of you are anime girls, or I know that she's into Dragon Ball?
She's into Dragon Ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's her jam. I don't know. I wouldn't even say we're friends. I don't know. I don't know. Really. I mean, I think we just mess with each other so much. But there's a whole study on that actually, where people, it's like if you're friends with somebody that messes with you the most, it means like you guys are gonna like stay loyal to each other and like whatever, like be really tight for a while. And that's why like when we see each other, we're like, hey, bitch. Like all the time. You know what I mean? Like it's so aggressive. Like
That's the
it's
best.
so aggressive every time we see each other. But she's my neighbor, bro. Like she lives literally across the street from me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how much she is obsessed with me.
Obsessed.
Okay, I lived there first, and then she moved next to me.
I gotta say, I love your photo together for Death Note.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because she slayed the look.
She really did, and she was like so kind of like I don't know. She was kind of worried about it, and I'm like, dude, you were literally him, just like a hotter version. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how could you? It's like kind of what you wear anyways, just with wings and stuff and whatever. And so when she showed up to my house, I was like, the neighbors, you have these giant wing things on, and your makeup is like dragged up to here,
Right.
and like our neighbors must think we're psychotic, like for sure. And she shows up at the door, and she waited there for a little bit in her big ass heels, the latex
Right.
outfit, the whole thing. And I'm just like, my neighbors must think we are so insane. It's a
Yeah,
it's a whole thing.
It was a great photo. All the women's wrestling fans, it's like, no, remember that Eva Marie moment when she turned her hair red, she was about to get fired, the whole Total Diva situation.
Oh yeah, I was like, wait, who are we talking about? Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Eve Torres. I was like, she didn't do that, but yeah,
You change up your looks every week.
I used to. I used to do different colors all the time to match my gear, right? And the whole thing was like, oh my god, she can't pick a color. I can't decide like which person she is this week. La 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 la. And then when I actually do stick to one color, it's just like, oh my god, she doesn't like matching with her gear. Oh my god. And I'm just like, I hate all of you. I literally hate all of you. But I only stuck to the Todoroki look, like the half red, half white. And I decided to start to add like different color schemes going down because I love Todoroki so much that I was just like, okay, I kind of get the best of both worlds where it's still like a signature look.
Oh, got it.
But it's still enough anime that I can feel like I can play with it still.
Got it.
Yeah, it's just I love changing things. Like I'm one of those people that I get bored very quickly, and I need to change it up. I need to do something different, you know, especially because I get inspiration from a bunch of different things. Like I'm not a boring bitch. I don't know.
You know, I gagged for your Royal Rumble look, the Divas champion belt.
You were the one that brought it up because I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, really?
I really wasn't gonna say nothing because I know people are like, oh my god, that's not a title. What the f is that? That's
I live. That's my religion. Divas champion belt. Like I love it.
You know how I came up with the idea?
How?
I was sitting in my stream room, and mind you, I have the Divas title on my wall right above the Fighting with My Family movie poster.
Okay.
And I was looking at it, and the purple kept kind of shining at me a little bit, and I was just like, I can't do that color in my hair. Whatever. And I kind of just like left it alone. And I look back at it, and gear colors would look so dope in that color scheme. Like, and then it goes in my like cyber look. So I'm kind of like, maybe I can. Then I called Kendra, my amazing wig artist. I don't even know what to call her, but she's just like, you know. And I was like, can we do a blend of like red into like a pinky kind of color, and then it gets to whitish? And she was like, yeah, I think we can do like an ombre kind of fade, but backwards. And I was like, ooh, okay. And then I called Usama, who's my gear guy. So I called him. Same conversation. He was just like, oh, yeah, I got this. And then I reached out to this one incredible artist named Bunism on Instagram. And I was like, okay, you have this one thing that you've made similar. Can we make it look like this? And they're like, oh, yeah. So then that's how it all kind of came together. But it was based off of the Divas title, yeah.
I love that.
And I was like, I kind of wanted to add a little bit of people who won the title prior, like in it. So I kind of based it a little bit off of Kelly, like the actual thing, and like the gear. And then I was like, okay, I wanted to skip down the ramp initially.
Oh, like AJ?
Like AJ, yeah. And then I was like, oh, I could like start skipping like AJ, and then I can do the side skip like Paige.
Oh.
And so I was kind of like trying to map it out, but then I got super nervous, and then I just blanked. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, we had little bits of like certain people in there.
Splits? Did you...
Nope.
No, sir. I wish I could. Trust me, I wish I could. That woman is a legend. There's no way I can accomplish such things.
Is WWE just like cool with whatever you're doing with like cosplay wise, or like?
I think they're just like, all right, Zelina's doing something weird.
Or do you have to like explain like, hey, so Queen Sindel is like, do you have to like explain to them?
So the only person I've had to explain it to is Vince.
Oh.
And it's because he was a little bit more like, I don't want you to change this. I don't want you to change this. Like when I had the red in the middle, he was like, I don't know if I like it.
Oh.
And I was like, but you wouldn't get it because it's like an anime thing, like this blah blah blah. And I was trying to explain it to him. He was just like, yeah, I don't know if I like it. And then the Usos came out with similar kind of black and red, and I was just like, but you like it on them? Like what? And he was just like, I'll leave it alone. And I was like, ah. So then same with trying to get like the All Hail the Queen, Queen Zelina.
All hail the Queen.
From the from Madara Uchiha from Neil Kaplan, who's a good friend of mine. But I had to explain to Vince why I wanted him on the track. That was a whole interesting conversation. I was literally like, okay, do you know like what Crunchyroll is? And he was like, yeah. It's sushi. And I was like, no.
Of course.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Crunchyroll is like the Netflix of anime. And he was just like, okay, I get it. And I was like, okay. Naruto is like the WWE of this. And he was like, okay. And I was like, Madara is kind of like what Paul Heyman is to Roman. He was like, okay, we need it. And I was like, we do need it. So that's how that happened. Yeah.
Wow. Am I tripping, or are they still using that same voice?
I don't know.
All hail the Queen.
For Charlotte?
I don't know, honestly. It sounds similar, but I don't know because I've heard it's not, but
Okay,
I don't know the answer to that question. Unfortunately, I don't.
Let's investigate into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say they can investigate. I don't know. For me, I was like, okay, she has been the queen for whatever, like self-proclaimed queen for the longest time. It is strange to all of a sudden just be like, no, just kidding, you're not. So you know what I mean? So like, I get that. I deserved my time as queen.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I was just like, no, I'm gonna enjoy this. I don't care.
Before we move on from the hair, there is some talk online that
I feel like I know what you're gonna talk about, but go ahead.
people are like, oh my god, Zelina's having feud with Jade Cargill. Zelina's having feud with Mercedes Moné over like hair color.
It's so stupid.
So stupid.
It is so stupid. Oh my god.
But it's like a whole discussion.
Dude, Jade and I were laughing when this was going on. Like we didn't think people were gonna take it that serious.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we were like texting, and she's just like, "Oh God, like this is turning into something way bigger than I thought." And I was like, "Yeah, it's because the internet hates me." And she's like, "Oh." So she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna say that it was a joke because like we were really just playing." I'm like, "Yeah, huh." Unfortunately, for the people who wish that was true, no. Sorry to burst your bubbles, but
Oh, you got worked.
and to her point, she was like, "Oh, it could have been like something that we would have like gotten into storyline wise or whatever," and it never turned into that. But still, it's just obviously both baby faces. But
Right.
it was just such a thing. I was like, "Wow, people really over hair now? Over hair? Interesting."
Twitter's
But yeah.
gonna do Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter's gonna Twitter. But like that's also a thing which I find really funny. Is like people, if there's similarities between people, there can only be one. There can only be one in their minds. So when it comes to me and Mercedes, like we never had any beef. That's what's so funny. Back in the day, I had done an interview, which I remember talking to Naomi about this a long, long time ago.
Your overall thoughts on Sasha and Becky? If you had a choice, who do you want to be in the ring with?
Johnny,
What?
why are you doing this to me
I'm just-
already? A lot of people want me to go face to face with Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks, I mean, I'd be willing to go, face to face with her, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if they're ready for that. I don't
Remains
know
to
if
be
they're ready
seen.
for that. I don't know if she's ready for that.
I was like, it'd be really cool to like get, because I had known her prior for a while.
Yeah.
So it's like to get into like a thing with her, like hopefully we can like, get into something in WWE. Like my brain was, I need to get to WWE any way possible. Like she's one of the top girls. Like I want to get in the ring with her. She's f***ing dope. Like I want to do this. And she was cool with it. but like people use that clip as like, oh my god, they've had beef for forever, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I love that I convinced you all of that. Like I love that for me. So yeah, but no, none of us have ever had any beef, and it's so funny to me that like I'm the common denominator between all of the beef. Apparently, I'm just like, well.
And Mercedes trains with amazing.
My cousin.
Amazing
she trains with my cousin.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So you guys are pushing it.
Like they're trying to find any little thing. Like if I genuinely hated somebody, do you think I'd be cool with that?
Right.
Like, come on. Like,
come on.
Let's be so
let's over
real.
this. But Queen Zelina, what a run! Like that was so iconic. The accent and the entire run was so cool. Like I love my Naya, but like she took it more serious take. Where you took it to the whole another level, campy realness. You did.
That is so funny to me because that's another example of like where you can't, because now I'm doing this, I do this like thing, and Dakota was kind of the person to say this initially. She was like, post and ghost. Don't look at anything, don't say nothing, like whatever. I was like, I can't help but be a troll sometimes though, it's fun. I'm like, because even after that whole thing with Jay, like people like just really jumped on it, so we're just like, oh my god, this is fun though, like should we do it more? No we shouldn't, no we shouldn't, no we shouldn't, you know what I mean? We're just like no. But with the Queen Zelina thing back then, it was like, oh my god, she's so trash, oh my god, she's like, why is she doing that? And then oh my god, her hair looks so bad. It looks like people like put tomato sauce on her hair. Da, da, da. And I'm just like, oh, but now she's so iconic. Oh, but now she's so dope. Oh my god, now she's so legendary. Where was this energy back then? No.
It truly was iconic.
I think so. It was fun. It was. It's just like I just wanted to have fun with it, and I think that was the biggest thing, especially with Carmelo. You just wanted to have fun because at that point it was just like you had no control over anything. So it's just like you might as well have control over how you present yourself and react, you know?
And I love that you mentioned having fun, because I always feel like you're having a lot of fun when you're like,
I know, I'm such
really
a troll. I'm
delivering.
trying like really not to.
I love your campy storylines when you poisoned Montez.
Bro,
what the hell was that?
I don't know. They just told me, they're like, yeah, you poisoned him tonight. I was like, really?
Well, you ran with it.
Hey, to the point where Bianca came whoop my ass at my house.
That was truly a legendary
Oh my
moment when
god.
that happened on Twitch.
It was her idea, actually. Yeah, bro. So right. Where is it? Right about there. I closed. So we're fighting to the point where I had to close the laptop, and I thought it was like done, and I wasn't sure if it was. So I was like, wait, we gotta shut up because I gotta press the button.
Perfect.
We were both hiding behind the like thing. We're like, wait, no. Like trying to close it. But yeah, no, that was her idea. We were unhinged. Completely unhinged.
But another unhinged video that went viral was your voice acting with Dom situation. That prank video was like viral.
God, I had no idea that it was gonna get to that level. Like,
how old are you, kids?
I feel like chicken tenders, people who eat chicken tenders only like to have really tiny peepees.
What?
Sorry, I'm choking on my nose.
How old are you, kid?
I was bored and it just happened. So that's usually the start of all of these weird stories, is like, yeah, she was bored, so then she decided to troll whoever it is that week, you know?
Do you want to date my mom?
Is your mom hot?
And the fact that he like didn't hang it up and he was like, keep going.
Because I think he was so like thrown off by it that he was just like, is this really happening? And then Ray, of course, is like, of course he didn't hang up. Of course he didn't hang up. Like, you know.
I feel like it needs to be a series. Like now I want to know like what other people would react to that.
Oh my god.
So good. I'm kind of curious too, like the spectrum of voice that you can do.
I don't know. Some of them just come out, if I'm being honest. Like it, not to be like, I hear voices in my but you know, sometimes they just come out. Like that one, I didn't even know I could do it. It just kind of happened. Like when someone picks up whatever came out, that's what I was going to run with. And so I said to my chat, I was like, okay, but before I call, like, you guys have to give me, like, just write random things that I'm going to say to him. So they're like, cheese blanket pizzas, sushi, Wendy's Frosties, like, whatever. And I was just saying it to him. And the only thing I had in my head to say was that the chicken tendies line about tiny peepees. Yeah. Yeah. I was like,
he did not like that.
No, he did not. No. But that was very much a thing. It's just funny because like I pranked Kofi after that with an old man voice. Don't know where that came from.
My doctor said I don't need a prescription for Viagra, so please.
Possessed by.
It's weird. It's a little strange. And then the whole thing with when I was sick, I can only sound like Ariana Grande when I'm sick.
Oh.
Only when I'm sick, because I can't do it talking
Got it.
as her. The only thing that little thing.
Right.
That's the only thing that I can do as her. Other than that, I can't unless I'm sick.
I mean, you've already accomplished so much stuff, like the commentary with the Street Fighter, presenting awards, but voice acting? Could that be
Dude.
something?
I want to, yeah. I wanted to for a long time, and that's like after a while, I had Neil kind of just take me under his wing, and I was like, show me the way, because I wanted to learn the right way. And his big thing is like, they're not voices. Like you're just in a character, but you're acting still. It's just acting. It's just a different form of acting, and I feel like voice actors don't get the credit that they deserve, because it's like most actors have to, they get to use their body language, they could use their face, like whatever. But as a voice actor, you have to convince the audience with just your voice. So that's where it becomes like more difficult. And but I definitely want to do that, especially in anime, like for sure. But Street Fighter was so much fun. Yeah. I had such a great time with that. Vega, like it's the whole reason that my last name is Vega.
I didn't know. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And the way that you did cosplay, of course.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It took my 5 hours to do my hair, but it's fine.
Well, speaking of acting, you've been showing some
I'm afraid of what you're going to pull up. Every time you go, let's go to the evidence, I'm like, oh no.
Good stuff. Because you were showing some telenovela acting. Like, we were all gagged. Because at first we were like, Babyface Zelina? And then we're like, oh, Babyface Zelina. You were doing drama. We were in the feelings. You were crying everything. You sold us.
I smacked the shit out of him there.
Because you have acting background?
Just so y'all bitches know, because y'all didn't know, apparently.
Seriously.
Surprised every time.
All the layers of Zelina is like mind-blowing.
Stop. I'm trying to be trolly and you're making me blushy.
No, it's really.
Like, making me blushy. Yeah, no, I was for real crying here.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's funny because the first one, I wasn't trying to cry. It just kind of came out because I was talking about Ray. And I genuinely love Ray. So I think it was just like me being so much in the moment that it just kind of came out. But the second one, I was like, okay, I'm going to go my acting bag for this one. Because Hunter told me, I need you to fucking like bring it for this one. I need you to like be here with me and like bring the actor out and smack him like Stephanie would smack somebody. And I was like, got it. Like, I was like, all right.
You're Stephanie.
You know what I mean? And he texted me after that and he's like, Stephanie would be so proud. And I was just like,
I love that.
I love Stephanie so much.
It seems like WWE is also letting you just talk more.
Oh yeah, they don't
lately.
really have me any scripts. It's kind of just like a skeleton. They're just like, here, say this. Figure it out.
And people are loving it.
And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh my god, I love her so much as a heel because she was just so much better as a heel, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you talk shit about me as a heel. You know, as a babyface, they haven't gotten to see me cut babyface promo because I'm not different. I'm not. Instead of talking shit to the arena as a heel, I'm now talking to a person. That is the only difference. I'm still being a tweener troll, but I'm no longer yelling at the people. I'm yelling at someone, and I have like purpose behind that now.
Right.
So that is the only difference.
Yeah.
So, but they haven't really gotten to see it. They've seen it in little blips like this, or you know, the thing with me and Liv, which is actually one of my absolute favorite times in the ring ever, mind you. Let's just say this, okay? That was in random ass Indianapolis, which I love y'all. Random. It wasn't oh, she's from New York, so of course they're gonna go for her. Oh, she's from Puerto Rico, so of course they're gonna go for her. No, this was in random ass Indianapolis, and we were the highest viewed, highest rated thing on the show that night.
Wow.
And it was like a thing that came out later because she sent it to me. She was like, look, and we were on the same show as a Drew, a Seth, like, you know, people like that, and we were the highest watched thing on there.
Women draw. Women draw.
Zelina draws.
And Zelina draws, yeah. I mean, also the thing is, like, we're over the era of babyfaces just being goody-goody. You know what
I know, I'm not like that. I can't be like that. I can't. But I told them that too. When they told me, like, yeah, you're going to turn babyface, I was like, what? Me? And they're like, yes, you. But you'll be with Ray. I'm like, oh, okay, good. Can't hate me if I'm with him. So.
But I did also, this is like random, but I also love the era where you had like the hottest guy as a stable. like Austin Theory.
Oh.
like,
I was like,
Angel
wait, what?
Garza. That was like, I was like,
I wasn't in a stable with my husband. Wait.
I was like, I want to be her.
Okay, that was also a time. Like, that was crazy because they were like, yeah, you're not really going to have a stable, but you're kind of going to have a stable. And I was like, little old me having a stable. And they're like, yeah, so, it'll be like Andrade and Garza and Theory. And I was like, wait, hold on. Usually they only pay me with the Spanish people. Theory, what? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Same thing with him, though. Heyman came to me. He's like, you better slap the shit out of him.
Oh.
Like, we don't want to have to do it twice. And I was like, okay.
I love that. You're Babyface to me. All the gays' favorite. under your control. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
That's right.
I love that.
Now, SmackDown, this SmackDown, Zelina, seems like a little bit of a new era for you.
In a way.
In a way.
Yeah.
Like a little more cyberpunk look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say the look is definitely different.
Yeah, and the new theme song, which you love.
You guys. I love my song. I know that you guys are like, oh my God, she's just saying that. Oh my God. No, for real. I really do. And here's why. I said to the person who does the music, I said, listen, I want Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, and XG. Complete in a circle.
XG?
I love XG.
Oh my
I'm
God.
Such a massive XG mark. Like,
Oh, yeah.
huge.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Huge. All the cyber shit, that came from them.
Oh!
XG. Everything I do with A1. Like, I love them so much.
Do you listen to K-pop too? Oh, who's your favorite?
Stray Kids, Felix. Oh my God. I love, yes. I love Felix though. He's like my favorite.
Oh, Felix.
Felix is the best. He's, I love them all. But there's just something about Felix, bro. Like, I take makeup inspo from him, like, for real.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, it's funny because my husband was watching me watch the Chick Chick Boom song on the thing, and he was just like, what is this? And I was just like, oh, it's Felix. And he was just like, oh, I've heard about this guy. Okay, show me. And he was just like, he looks like an anime character. like a live action, like, anime character. And I was like, you see the vision. This is why I like him so much. And he's like, I could see that, actually. Yes, the silver hair, the whole thing. But I don't know why Felix decided to give me coal for Christmas and dye his hair black. That's a different story. But it's back now. We're back to blonde, so we're good. We're halfway there.
I was talking to Mitchin about this, but like, we need to make WWE K-pop collaboration. I mean, like, SmackDown theme song is BTS right now, which I'm like, okay, this is like surreal that this is happening. But like, we need to make this collab happen somehow.
Dude, shit, I feel like I shouldn't say this because if I do, then somebody's gonna take the idea. So I'm not gonna say it now.
I will bleep out some of it.
But I wanted to do
for
my entrance, the whole cyberpunk thing. Like, I wanted to have like. Yeah, and then I started doing photo cards. This all came from K-pop. Like, I am such a big, like, massive K-pop fan. Like, huge. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with Lisa from Blackpink.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that new, like, F the World song is so... I've watched it so many times. I'm just like, this girl is
It's so
everything.
good.
Like, I know people are like, oh my God, she can't sing. I don't give a look at her. I don't care. Like, yeah, I'm not... Who's mad?
Right, who's mad?
Not me.
She's doing Coachella.
Right.
White Lotus, everything, so.
I'm not mad, but I mean, gorgeous. I hate it. But so, a huge XG fan. But I'm actually gonna go see Stray Kids.
Yes.
In June in Orlando. I may or may not have asked a certain boss of mine if I was like, listen, like, I know you guys don't like K-pop like that, like, you don't really know what it is, but I do. So maybe just trust me, like, you guys started to trust me on the Twitch thing, like,
right.
just like maybe get me backstage. I just want to meet them. I'm like, let's just collab.
Yeah, Cardi B's doing SummerSlam commercial, so we can make it happen.
I'm telling you, like, people need to jump on the bandwagon, 100%, 100%.
You really took a whoop. Wait a minute. So the new era of Zelina and SmackDown. What?
All right, that part.
So I mean, we've seen so many different eras. We've gone through eras of Zelina, but what is your goal now?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Survive. I don't know. No, I think. See, but I'm actually glad that we're doing this because I feel like people take me way too seriously online. Like when they're just like, I kind of fucking hate her. And I'm like, no, I'm really just chill. I swear.
Right.
Like, I swear, I don't. People will be like, oh my God, like, I hate them and they're so this and like, oh my gosh, she's so small with a Puerto Rican flag dragging on the floor, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I think you guys are funny, but whatever. So as far as like, I only have one. It's always been the same. Still winning the WWE Women's World Championship. That is it. Like, I've had that vision since I started. I feel like I have a promise to complete, and I don't really want to stray from that path. Like, that's, I don't, obviously I'm going after Chelsea and just like, hey, Chelsea. I'm going after her right now, but that doesn't mean that I won't, find Tiffy time eventually.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Are you obsessed with Tiffy time? I'm obsessed with Tiffy time.
I am.
Are you living on Tiffy time?
Yeah, always.
You're living on Tiffy time right now?
I do also think that you with the U.S. title, I love you, Chelsea, but like that just feels right.
Yes, it does. It should have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine. It's never been more fine actually than it is right now. Yes. No. Okay. Also, because I'm from New York. Okay, so it's just like when she came out with the Statue of Liberty thing, I was like, I hate you. It looks so good. I hate you. I'm like, no, I hate you so much, bro. But yeah, no, I think like maybe my path is show them what I look like as a champion with that kind of a title, and then they'll be like, oh my god, we should have just made her on the champion in the first place. Wow, and then they'll put me there. So that's my plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, you showed that you were so good in that Asuka championship match that you're like, wait a minute, she can wrestle, so we will see you as a champion, and then be like, the world championship.
I would love to have me and Asuka at WrestleMania.
Oh my, that was so good.
I would love that, and then I'd be like, then I would cry because I'd be like, Asuka, oh my god.
That's your dream match?
It's definitely one of them because I started with her, so I'd like it to get to her eventually, and then obviously because I have beaten Rhea, by the way, 50 seconds. So there's that because everyone's like, oh my god, you can never beat Rhea. In Minneapolis, I can. So there's that. So I'm just like, I'd like to have a rematch with Rhea and like a really, like a better kind of match because, man, if people only knew the shit that we were cooking up like for Puerto Rico, like if we had more time and if things kind of went the way we're hoping it did.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That would be so, because you guys have crazy chemistry.
So says Chipotle. Like, yeah, like.
That's right.
I
You went
know.
viral for that. It's amazing.
She didn't go viral with anybody else pinning them that way, but that's fine. Yeah.
I feel like I can talk to you for hours, but
I'm not doing anything. I'm like, I literally planned this out so that I have nothing else to do. My brother's gonna get here and he's just be like, yeah, we'll talk about this.
I wanted to tell you, like, the naysayers, by the way. The naysayers. I was actually learned this kind of the funny way, because like, even though you hear so many compliments, like one naysayers can really get you, right? But when I broke up with my ex of 5 years, my cousin, who was like 12 at the time, brought all her girlfriends from her classmate, started bombing his Instagram. That's when I learned, like, you're ugly, you suck. It's just like, wow. That's when I was like, okay, these trollers are like literally like preteen.
Yeah. Every time something comes up like that, where people are like talking shit or whatever, I'm like, say it to my face. Come up to me during a freaking signing and say that shit to my face. Bet you won't. No, they never do. No, they never do. Except actually, one person did.
Wait, what?
One person did. Yes, but she apologized straight away. So she literally was like, I was just trolling. And I was like, Because what happens is they're always just like, we fucking hate her. And then, they're waiting all by the, when we go down to the parking area or whatever, and they're standing there like, oh my God, can we just get a picture? Oh my God. And it's just like, okay. And then I saw one and I was like, this one looks familiar though. And she was like, yeah, because I'll look. If you over here talking hella shit, like I will. It depends on who it is or what they say. But I'll look. Sometimes I like to pop myself. And if they say something, then if I see them in person, I'll just be like, oh, but I'm whack, right? Or like, what was that shit about my hair? The helmet wig, right? That was
gagged.
you, right?
Probably gagged.
Dude, she was just like, okay, I did say that one little thing, but like, I was just playing and I was just trolling around. So like, I'm so sorry. Like, can we take a picture? Like, I thought that you and Sasha like really hated each other. And then like, she told me that you guys didn't. And then I was like, it's okay. I don't really care. She doesn't really care. Okay, we'll take the picture.
But I want to tell you that they are fans like me that's been supporting you, that's been loving you from Rosita days. What do you want to tell the supporters of you?
That I love you guys more than I don't know if words could ever truly capture how I feel about my real fans. The fact that I have fans who have come up to me just today in tears, crying to me, saying like, that they love me or that they watch for me or that I've inspired them in some way. I'm just like, that's crazy. I was you 20 years ago, talking to like the Hardys and stuff, talking to Ray. And I'm just like, that's insane to me that this is like such a full circle moment. So I love you guys. And I know that you guys think it's like, oh, it's just like this, what do they call that? Like parasocial, blah, blah. No. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys for like supporting me the way that you unconditionally, mind you, because it's not like I'm like the 18th millionth champion of the world and I have all these like crazy storylines and stuff. Like I've been kind of put here and there, but the times that I have been, you guys have been like such a strong force for me. I saw the whole push Zelina thing, got freaking massive, and I'm just like, this is crazy that people actually care like that. That's so cool. My like ZV Army fans, like I love you guys forever.